Following a late-night episode that shook the peace and quiet of their Leawood neighborhood, the lives of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift were forever changed in a way that was completely unexpected. Once Travis and Taylor started dating, things appeared to be going well for them. Their romance flourished under the protection of privacy, with both the Kansas City Chiefs star and the global music phenomenon doing everything they could to keep their relationship out of the public eye. They were determined to prevent their relationship from being subjected to the constant scrutiny of fans and the media. Their new residence, which was situated in an affluent gated community, was regarded as a fortress. It was protected by diligent police officers, as well as neighbors who were respectful and understood the seriousness of living in close proximity to two of the most closely scrutinized celebrities in the world. At 2 o'clock in the morning, the serenity that they had been experiencing was suddenly broken by an unforeseen storm. But it was not a storm of nature. It was a storm of human creation that came crashing down on their sanctuary. It did not take long for the person responsible for the break-in to be identified, and it was revealed that the individual was named Justin Lee Pfizer. He was a former police officer who had transitioned to working as a private investigator. Fisher's objective was anything but predictable. He had arrived with the intention of delivering legal documents to Taylor Swift that were related to a deposition. This was done on behalf of the lawyers representing Justin Baldwin, and it was a development that completely took the couple by surprise. Fisher bypassed the security protocols that had previously prevented uninvited guests from entering the exclusive neighborhood by climbing over the fence that encircled the perimeter, as reports indicate. The Leawood Police Department acted quickly, verifying that a man was taken into custody during the early morning hours for criminal trespassing and that he was later released after he posted bail. Pfizer, who was facing a court date and the possibility of losing his license to work as a private investigator, defended his actions by arguing that he was simply carrying out his responsibilities. This disturbing intrusion served as a wake-up call for the couple, bringing to light the actual risks that accompany fame, particularly considering that Taylor had only recently taken additional precautions, making an appearance behind a bulletproof curtain during the Chiefs versus Eagles game at Arrowhead Stadium just a few weeks prior to this. Neither he nor representatives for Swift, Kelce, or Baldwin provided any additional public commentary on the matter. The incident sparked an immediate response from fans, particularly Swifties, who denounced stalking and any conduct that posed a threat to the safety of their idols, whom they hold dear. However, the break-in was not the only danger that was looming in the future. Brian Jason Wagner, a 45-year-old man, was ordered by a judge to stay at least 100 yards away from Taylor Swift for the next 5 years, according to court documents that were made public recently. Yet another terrifying reminder of the constant vigilance that is necessary when one is living in the public eye. Swifties all over the world were filled with excitement and speculation. Why were these concerning events happening at the same time that Taylor was getting ready to release her new album? Online forums were filled with rumors of conspiracy theories. There were those who questioned whether or not there was a person who was coordinating a campaign to discredit the couple when they were at their weakest. When Travis Kelce proposed to Taylor, their relationship reached new heights, and they immediately became a symbol of love and commitment that was admired by people all over the world. However, as their visibility grew, so did the shadow that lurked behind it. The darker side of fame, where envious competitors, obsessive fans, and opportunistic outsiders may plot together in an attempt to sabotage their contentment. The local media, which had been allies of Travis throughout his 13-year career in Kansas, seemed to turn against him as well. When the Kansas City Chiefs emerged victorious, journalists started to change the way the story was being told, possibly because they were under the impression that Kelce was avoiding them after she denied their requests to be interviewed. Travis was held directly responsible for any interviews that were not attended during the first 2 games of the season. However, the team managed to achieve a hard-won victory over the Giants, but the effort was not recognized in any way. The achievement that was obscured by the cacophony of drama that occurred away from the field of play. For further information on this developing story and everything related to celebrities, be sure to subscribe. In the meantime, Taylor Swift was dealing with her own set of challenges in the media. Her lack of presence in the public eye generated a massive amount of speculation, with tabloids fabricating outlandish tales, one of which included the assertion that she was expecting a child, despite the fact that there was absolutely no evidence to support this claim. When she finally made her entrance, she was protected by a curtain at Arrowhead. Her avoidance of the cameras and the speculation that this avoidance brought about were criticized by some people in the media, who accused the pop star of being invisible. Other people went so far as to make cruel comparisons between Taylor and other women who have a prominent public presence, such as Hailee Steinfeld, who is married to Alan. These people were attempting to create a rivalry where one did not exist. As the release date of Taylor's new album, which was scheduled for October 3rd, approached, there was no indication that the intense scrutiny would be lessened. As the world eagerly anticipated her most recent musical offering, fans prepared themselves for yet another barrage of rumors and negative press, confident that the pressure campaign would only become more intense. However, for Travis and Taylor, these difficulties only seemed to make their relationship even stronger. Now that their relationship had withstood the unceasing pressure of public scrutiny, it was time for them to face the challenge of actual, palpable dangers that threatened their peace of mind and safety. The break-in was a stark reminder that no matter how much fame or fortune they possessed, they were still vulnerable to the dangers that lurked just beyond the gates of their home. Their new reality included phone calls that were received late at night, abrupt knocks on the door, and strangers that were lurking in the shadows. Regardless of the obstacles they encountered, they maintained their solidarity with each other, resolved to prevent anxiety from controlling their lives. Friends and family members of the couple gathered around them to provide support and to encourage them to take additional precautions to ensure their safety. Every possible measure was taken to ensure that another breach would not occur, including consulting with private security teams and upgrading surveillance systems. The neighbors also became more vigilant, their community united by a common desire to protect their most well-known residents from harm. Fans and other celebrities alike expressed their sympathy as the news of the burglary spread throughout the community. Social media was flooded with messages of support for Travis and Taylor, and hashtags began trending all over the world as fans called for justice and accountability. For several days, the narrative was the primary subject of news headlines, eclipsing even the most important events in the fields of sports and entertainment. In the meantime, the legal repercussions started to unfold as the court appearance of Fisher drew closer, and the restraining order against Wagner was issued, which provided Taylor and her supporters with a degree of solace. Additionally, the ordeal initiated more general discussions regarding the privacy and security of celebrities, as well as the obligations of the individuals who are tasked with ensuring the safety of those who are well known. If you would like to remain informed about the developments in this story as it unfolds, and as additional information becomes available, you should subscribe. After the chaos had died down, Travis and Taylor sought comfort in each other's presence during the ensuing moments of quiet. Although their love has been put to the test, it has not been broken. The experience brought them closer together, solidifying their commitment to one another in the face of adversity. Taylor was busy getting ready for the release of her new album, and she was using her music as a way to express her emotion. She channeled the chaotic events of the weeks prior into the lyrics of her songs, which would soon connect with millions of people. In the meantime, Travis continued to concentrate on his professional life, deriving strength from Taylor's unwavering support. They confront the world as a single entity, not as individuals, with the intention of writing their own story, regardless of the challenges that stand in their way. There was a great deal of anticipation and anxiety. During the days prior to the album's release, their residence was more heavily guarded than it had ever been before. Every visitor was subjected to a thorough screening, and security personnel were stationed around the clock. The change was noticed and commented upon by friends who came to visit. The household, which had previously been a place where people felt at ease, was now filled with an atmosphere of alertness in the wake of the incident. Moments of happiness still managed to shine through despite the tension that was present. Taylor spent a great deal of time in her home studio working to make sure that the songs she was producing were perfect. These songs were meant to reflect her personal journey, as well as the love that she and Travis shared for one another. Travis, in turn, took the time to enjoy the simple pleasures in life, the things that fame could not take away from him, such as quiet dinners and movie nights. The couple almost never went out in public, preferring to remain within the confines of their own home, where they felt safer and more comfortable. The vast majority of the time, their appearances were at events that had been meticulously planned in advance, where security was guaranteed and the possibility of another incident was kept to a minimum. Trust became something that was highly valued as their inner circle of trusted friends and family became smaller and smaller, and every new person that they met was subjected to intense scrutiny.